Okay, as promised, here's an update on the Page Slasher. This footage is a couple of weeks old. It was recorded before I got unwell. We're in a state of disrepair and crap everywhere, but this will give you an idea of where we're at. See you next time. Okay, bringing in the oil for a week. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So after a week soaking in oil, she's up and about, and it's pretty clear. And it doesn't hold a lot of oil in there. G'day everybody, welcome back. Today it's hot and it's windy, and I thought we'd take another look at getting this gearbox off this slasher. So last time we were here we filled this full of oil, and if you've seen the short through the week, we got it to move. So it leaked all the oil onto the concrete, which is fine, that's what concrete's for. But today I really want to try and get this assembly off if we can, and get this top shaft out so I can start looking at bearings and seals, and then we've got to get this bottom gear out, and to get the bottom gear out I think I have to pull the case off. So haven't really thought about this one today much. Just gonna start with these two bolts, see if I can take the whole assembly off. I will be replacing the springs. So if I can't get it to come off here, I'll take these two off, and then we'll put some heat into this. There is an asbestos clutch disc in here, possibly two, so I do need to be a bit careful. So we'll see if we can get the camera to stand up somewhere today and get some action. So the very first fun fact we've discovered is that these are not going to come off easily. So we're going to have to get this whole assembly off. And the other thing I found is this bolt is already out, and we need to get that off. Oh, it never rains, it pours. Two hands required. So, two hands always, and the tripod's in the other car, which isn't here. So we can't get this thing to separate for various reasons. But what I have found by beating on these with a hammer, this is actually starting to move. So I'm going to keep beating on it with a hammer and set the camera up somewhere else. Okay, that drive shaft, PTO shaft, is never going back on, and the clutch, well, it might be salvageable. There's nothing actually wrong with it. New bolts, new springs won't go astray, new clutch discs, and maybe some grease. I just have to check how straight the shaft is after I beat the shaft to death, but the other PTO shaft. So it's It's not a lost cause, it's a good size. We'll see how we go. Right now I'm going to have a glass of water. On to the next problem. So all there is left to do today is to take the 6 bolts out of there and the 6 bolts off there and see if we can get that top shaft out. Alright, so that one's gapped. We'll do the other end before we take this one off. Let's see what we can do with a hammer. Whee. Okay, well that's different to what I was expecting to find. Let's add that to the pile here, move that over there. Alright, what comes next? What's in there? It's starting to move. So it looks like there's some shims in here. Don't really want to damage them because the chances of getting more are slim, to say the least. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit gross. Alright, so there's all the shims. We're going to leave them on there. That's a bit yucky. Getting these bearings changed could be interesting. And there's a seal in there that's gone. I had a rag. That'll be handy. Alright, so we'll try and do this one-handed, which is going to be highly implausible. Alright, I need 2 hands. I don't know how this comes out.